Aleister Black joins the Wyatt Sicks. Pat McAfee backs out of his WWE Backlash match. Why WWE kept Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez as tag champs. Liv Morgan, CM Punk, Paige react to Cora Jade's heartbreaking post after WWE release. A recently fired WWE Superstar is done with wrestling. Zelina Vega's WWE win slammed as unrealistic. The WWE is not interested in renewing Shotzi's contract. Congratulations to Finn Balor and his wife. Becky Lynch is on the verge of burying a rising WWE superstar. Triple H punishes Becky Lynch for publicly disrespecting WWE. Let's dive right in. Pat McAfee backs out of his WWE Backlash match. The next WWE Raw is the last show before Backlash 2025. Big names like Seth Rollins, Gunther, Dominic Mysterio, Rusev, and more are slated to appear. Last week, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman crushed Sami Zayn after he turned down the Visionaries' shady group. Here's what could happen on Raw this week. Number 1. Sheamus crashes back to challenge Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. Sheamus has been off TV with no storylines lately, but he's got a fiery past with Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, which makes his return likely. On Raw, Sheamus could storm in to confront Breaker and Rollins. Their vicious heel crew demolished Sami Zayn, acting unstoppable. The Irish Star might hit the red brand to stand up and try to break this ruthless new gang. Number 2, Adam Pearce might boot the Judgment Day. JD McDonagh and Penta are ready to throw down on Raw. McDonagh's comeback to the red brand cost Penta a chance at the Intercontinental title, leading to this grudge match. To make it a fair fight, Adam Pearce could ban the Judgment Day from ringside. The Raw general manager might announce that Dominic Mysterio, Finn Balor, and Carlito, the faction's 3 guys, can't be near the ring. This would give Penta a clear shot at payback and let McDonagh compete without backup. Number 3, Rhea Ripley could turn on Sky. Last week on Raw, Rhea Ripley beat Roxanne Perez by disqualification, and Sky stepped in to save Rhea afterward. Rhea's also saved Sky from an attack before, but Ripley's hungry for the Women's World title, which Sky holds as part of Damage Control. On Raw, Rhea might betray Sky, setting up a huge title fight in the future and cracking their shaky partnership. Number 4, Jeff Cobb could debut to rescue Alpha Academy from Rusev. Talk is swirling that former NJPW star Jeff Cobb might join WWE after giving up the IWGP Tag Team title. Despite hinting at retirement online, the 42-year-old could make his mark on Raw. Rusev's set to face Otis, likely overpowering him to keep his streak alive. Jeff Cobb could debut as a fan favorite, jumping in to shield Alpha Academy from Rusev's rampage. This would spark an exciting feud between Cobb and Rusev, heating up the show. Number 5, Pat McAfee might ditch his Backlash match. Pat McAfee is booked to battle Gunther at Backlash 2025, a match set by Nick Aldis to let McAfee get even with the ring general. But in a stunning twist, Pat could back out on Raw. WWE might pull this move to sub in a bigger star at the last minute. It'd create huge excitement for Backlash, with everyone wondering who'll face Gunther if the commentator steps away. Why WWE kept Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez as tag champs. Last week on WWE Raw on Netflix, Liv Morgan shared she's taking a break from WWE. The Judgment Day star revealed she snagged a major Hollywood role, needing time away from wrestling. Nick Aldis, acting as Raw general manager, gave her his blessing and wished her luck. Liv, along with Raquel Rodriguez, holds the Women's Tag Team Championship, and despite her hiatus, they're still the champs. Usually, WWE would name new champions if a title holder can't fulfill their role. Here's why WWE didn't take the titles from Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Their reign is brand new. Liv and Raquel have only held the titles for 13 days. They dropped the belts at WrestleMania 41, but won them back on the Raw after. Since they just reclaimed the gold, WWE might not want to pull the titles so quickly. If their reign had stretched on for months, Triple H might have already taken the belts after Liv's Hollywood announcement. Liv Morgan's popularity is massive. Liv's star power is a big factor in keeping the titles with them. Her revenge tour last year won over tons of fans, and her love story with Dominic Mysterio has made her even more popular. This huge fame might have swayed Triple H to let her and Raquel stay champs. The tag division is short on teams. Triple H's crew has been boosting the women's division, like adding mid-card titles. But the tag team scene is pretty weak. Beyond Liv and Raquel, there aren't many strong teams ready to take the titles. This lack of options could be why the Judgment Day pair are still champions, even with Liv stepping away. Liv Morgan, CM Punk, Paige react to Cora Jade's heartbreaking post after WWE release. WWE let go of several wrestlers recently, and a heartfelt post from one female star caught the attention of Liv Morgan, CM Punk, Paige, and others. Not too long ago, Cora Jade was a top name in NXT, battling for the NXT Women's Championship. Sadly, her journey with WWE ended on May 2nd when her contract was terminated. After 4 years with the company, Cora poured her heart out on Instagram. She reflected on her path, shared some regrets, and made it clear her wrestling career is far from done. Her post included 2 touching photos, one of her as a kid holding the Divas Championship and another recent shot of her in the ring. Tons of wrestlers showed love for her post, liking it and dropping comments. WWE's Liv Morgan, CM Punk, and Natalya gave it a like, along with NXT stars like Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice. Former WWE names like Paige and Blair Davenport also chimed in with support. Some left sweet comments, posting heart emojis, wishing her well, and urging her to keep grinding. Many wrestlers were hit hard by Cora's release, but none felt it more than Roxanne Perez, her closest friend in the business. The former NXT Women's Champion shared a moving message after the news broke. On X, Perez posted photos of her and Cora hanging out away from the ring. Their tight bond shone through in her caption, where she called Cora her wrestle soulmate. Cora's clearly a gifted wrestler, and it's tough to see her WWE run end. But like she said herself, this isn't the finish line. She'll come back to wrestling someday, tougher and better than ever. A recently fired WWE Superstar is done with wrestling. WWE just cut ties with over 15 wrestlers, including big names from the women's division like Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Cora Jade, and others. Most of these stars are likely to keep wrestling elsewhere after leaving the company, but one former NXT wrestler has decided to walk away from the ring for good. That wrestler is Dani Palmer, a 27-year-old who joined WWE's developmental brand in 2022. She even teamed up briefly with Sol Ruca in the tag division. Dani recently shared her release on Instagram, and according to Fightful, a source says she's likely done with pro wrestling. As an athletic recruit, Dani feels her athletic career ended with her WWE exit. On Instagram, Dani posted a heartfelt goodbye, sharing a photo with her real-life boyfriend, NXT's Tank Ledger. She confirmed she's no longer with WWE and thanked them for an incredible 3-year ride. She also hinted at leaving athletics behind to focus on her business ventures. "Thank you, WWE, for bringing me to the love of my life. The past 3 years have been amazing. It's a bittersweet feeling to be officially closing out my athletic career, but I can truly say I went till the wheels fell off. Literally, LOL. Our bodies are a gift, and mine has been so kind to me. I look forward to this next chapter. God's been giving me some big dreams with bringing my business back, and I couldn't be more stoked about it. Thank you all for the support," Palmer wrote. It'll be exciting to see what Dani Palmer dives into next as she leaves wrestling behind. Zelina Vega's WWE win slammed as unrealistic. Vince Russo, a former WWE head writer, recently ripped into Zelina Vega's booking. Vega's been riding high since capturing the Women's United States Championship from Chelsea Green last week. This week, she faced Piper Niven and got lucky when Niven crashed into Green mid-match, letting Vega sneak in a roll-up for the win. On a recent Bro Down episode with host Mac Davis, Russo argued that Vega could have been a standout if she were the only small-statured underdog on the roster. He pointed out that with so many similar wrestlers, her size doesn't make her unique. Russo also questioned how believable it is for someone as small as Vega to beat much larger opponents. The girl is tiny, so if you've got a tiny girl on the roster, then that character has to be David. It's David in a land of Goliaths. But here's the problem, Mac. They've got 5 tiny girls. So being a tiny girl isn't special. Candice LeRae is tiny, Liv Morgan is tiny, Alexa Bliss is tiny. So if you've got 5 tiny girls on the roster, tiny can't be the gimmick. If there was one girl her size and this is David versus Goliath, now you've got something. But when you have so many small girls on the show, they should be getting killed. This victory adds another big win to Zelina Vega's record. It'll be curious to see if she squares off with Chelsea Green again for the women's US title. The WWE is not interested in renewing Shotzi's contract. The WWE world was rocked by a massive wave of talent cuts, with over 15 wrestlers let go in just 24 hours. Stars like Braun Strowman, Cora Jade, Dakota Kai, and others were shown the door. Now, a fresh report reveals WWE won't renew a former SmackDown star's contract, sealing their exit. That star is Shotzi. Gigi Dolan, who teamed up with Shotzi in NXT, was also recently released, sparking buzz about the 33-year-old's future with WWE. Adding fuel to the fire, the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion was quietly moved to the alumni section on WWE's website. Shotzi later posted a heartfelt message on X, confirming she's leaving WWE. She thanked her fans for their endless support and promised to dive into a new adventure. Many fans thought she was cut alongside other NXT names like Jakara Jackson and Cora Jade, but Fightful Select clarified that Shotzi hasn't been released. Instead, WWE told the NXT star her contract won't be renewed. While Fightful doesn't know when her deal ends, her departure is coming soon. Despite this blow, Shotzi seems upbeat. She's been chatting with fans online and shared a tweet saying she's pumped for what's next and can't wait to see where her path leads. She vowed to make her fans proud. "I am more than grateful for the wild ride. Can't wait to see where this crazy journey takes me next. I hope to make all my believers proud. It'll be exciting to see what Shotzi does after WWE. Will she join a major promotion like TNA or AEW? Time will tell." Congratulations to Finn Balor and his wife. Finn Balor, a top WWE star, just shared some joyful news about his personal life, and it's time to send congratulations. The Judgment Day member and Mexican sports journalist Vero Rodriguez went public with their romance in June 2019 during an interview at the UEFA Champions League final. The next day, Balor popped the question, and they tied the knot in a private ceremony in Tulum that August. Recently, Finn and Vero renewed their wedding vows, and Balor confirmed it with a sweet Instagram post saying marrying her once wasn't enough. "When getting married to you once wasn't enough burning love," wrote Finn Balor. Vero Rodriguez replied to his post with a heart emoji. The Judgment Day, made up of Finn Balor, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, Dominic Mysterio, JD McDonough, and Carlito, has been dominating Monday Night Raw, but lately, some tension has crept into the group. On a recent live Q&A with Sportskeeda WrestleBinge, WrestleVotes hinted that the Judgment Day might break apart after WrestleMania 41. I think it's some kind of a split. I could see Finn and JD McDonough going maybe their own way into a tag team, potentially. I'd imagine that Liv and Raquel stay with Dom, and then maybe Carlito finds himself, back to work, and regularly, hopefully. But I could see a split post-WrestleMania, said WrestleVotes. Becky Lynch is on the verge of burying a rising WWE superstar. Becky Lynch is gearing up to face off against up-and-coming WWE talent Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at Backlash. Wrestling veteran Vince Russo believes the creative team might be setting up this match to seriously hurt Lyra's momentum, with Becky dominating her. At WrestleMania 41, Lyra and Becky teamed up after Bayley was attacked backstage and couldn't compete. They snagged the tag team titles from Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, but dropped them the next day on Raw. Right after, Becky turned heel and attacked Valkyria. On the latest Raw, the two faced off, and Lyra challenged the man to a title match, locking in their Backlash showdown. On Writing with Russo, Vince Russo shared his take when asked who should win. He warned that a Becky victory would crush Lyra's rise. Again, do I think they will? Yes. Does that absolutely kill Bird Lady? Absolutely 1000% in my mind, yes. What gets her over is beating Becky Lynch. That's what gets her over. Again, Chris, I don't see them doing that. Seth Rollins' new partnership with Paul Heyman stole the show at WrestleMania 41. Veteran journalist Bill Apter thinks Becky could join this crew. On the Wrestling Time Machine, Apter praised the group's newest member, Braun Breaker, and suggested Becky's heel turn makes her a perfect fit for the stable. Yeah, this is gonna be good. And also Braun Breaker is in the best time of his young career here under, I'll use Chris Jericho's saying, under the learning tree of Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman. What I'd like to see is that they may add Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins' wife, to this stable, Apter said. Triple H punishes Becky Lynch for publicly disrespecting WWE. With Backlash 2025 just days away, WWE, under Triple H's creative leadership, has locked in 4 matches for the big event. But there's a chance the chief content officer could shake things up by punishing Becky Lynch and yanking her from the show. The Irish star recently called out WWE's social media team in public. In an Instagram post, Lynch claimed the team was downplaying her stardom. She shared multiple slides, saying she had proof, and pointed out how WWE's posts only name-dropped her instead of tagging her. Feeling disrespected, she aired her grievances openly. Because of this, Triple H might decide to discipline Becky by pulling her from Backlash 2025. Right now, the 38-year-old is set to battle Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Triple H could announce that Lynch's accusations against WWE and its social media team were baseless, leading him to remove her from the St. Louis event. This bold move could crank up Lynch's heel persona and pave the way for fresh, exciting storylines for the former champ. Aleister Black joins the Wyatt Sicks. Aleister Black stormed back to WWE on SmackDown after WrestleMania 41, making waves by interrupting The Miz's in-ring promo. Before things could escalate, Black floored the A-lister with a spinning heel kick. The two clashed on the latest SmackDown, with Black walking away victorious. With WWE shaking things up lately, the former NXT champion has plenty of paths to explore after his first win back. Black and Andrade share a deep history from their NXT days, tied together by Zelina Vega, who managed Andrade and later married Black. They fought over the NXT championship, with Black taking the title from Andrade. Both got called up to the main roster but struggled to find their footing, especially during the pandemic when booking was tough. Vince McMahon didn't vibe with Black's unique style, despite crafting wilder characters in the past. Both ex-NXT champs returned to WWE in the last 2 years. Andrade seems to be building a new Los Ingobernables, eyeing Berto as a recruit, and Black's past with him could lead to joining this crew. Still, the most likely move for Black post-SmackDown is sticking with his feud against The Miz and Carmelo Hayes. Hayes tried to jump Black after his win, but backed off, leading to a tense stare-down. Hayes brings more in-ring flair than The Miz, and Black showed off his hard-hitting strikes in his comeback match. With Backlash looming, expect Black to keep tangling with the A-lister and Hayes. A bold direction for Black would be joining the Wyatt Sicks. His dark, mysterious vibe fits their supernatural style perfectly, and he was dipping into that darkness before his earlier WWE release. Black's always had a knack for eerie, otherworldly characters. The Wyatt Sicks are a fun faction, but lack a true mid-card or main event star. Bringing in Black would give them a legit contender for titles. He could steer the group to target big names like Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, when he's back, or others from his first WWE run. It was a letdown that Black didn't get more title shots back then, while Andrade nabbed the US title but stalled after. The US title scene is hot right now, with stars chasing Jacob Fatu, who could soon challenge John Cena or Randy Orton. Black, a former AEW star, might jump into the title hunt, especially if Solo Sikoa betrays Fatu or costs him the belt. Black could also team up with Damian Priest, as their dark personas mesh well. It'd be a shame if WWE doesn't push Black toward a title or a major faction like the Wyatt Sicks for a standout storyline.